Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I'm Nicole with a Bushel and a Peck Designs, and we're going to get right into it today. I am working on this green ombre that we did this live in my mentorship group. I am using the colors Radical, Oak Hermy, What the Elf, Growth, and Wilderness all from Diamonds and Dust. So we did the live, I shared how to get a really good glitter ombre, and then I gave it 2 coats of epoxy so that it was smooth, and then that's where we are picking up here. It is a 20-ounce straight tumbler from the Tumbler supply store, and I wanted to do something a little bit different. I tend to do a lot of horizontal stripes, but I had this idea to do a vertical stripe. And the reason for that is I really didn't want to cover up this beautiful ombre, so I really wanted to showcase it as part of my design. So what I did here, after the glitter, I gave it 2 coats of epoxy so that it was smooth, and then I tried with painter's tape to tape off some sections, and I was just not getting it even. So what I did is I measured the circumference around, opened a rectangle in my Silhouette Studio software, spaced out how I wanted it, cut it in removable vinyl, and then put that on the tumbler, and then peeled off the sections that I wanted to showcase with the clovers. And then I also cut out these clovers with removable vinyl, and I placed them all in the sections that the glitter was showing. I took it outside and gave it a coat of epoxy. I am using Smolder from Iron Lac. I love this spray paint. I get it at Hobby Lobby. And then I gave it a little bit of a sputter with Color Shot with a twist. It's that really light limey green. And then also in Iron Lac Gold, which is by far my most favorite metallic spray paint on the market. And I gave it a good gold sputter as well. And the way I sputter, I think I've shown it in a past really old video, but I just barely hold down the spray paint nozzle and it'll start to sputter out, and I just end up holding it a little bit closer to the tumbler, and you get this nice sputtery look. So once that was completely dry, I then peeled off all of the clovers and the vertical, I almost said horizontal, the vertical sections of removable vinyl as well, to leave these 3 striped panels. After I was done peeling up all that removable vinyl, I'm going to immediately go in and outline all of the clovers in this textured gold vinyl. I think that this one came from Amazon. I don't remember if it is Tech Rep brand or not. I'll leave the link down in the description box. But I am going to outline them all and overlap them into the green section, and then I'm going to trim off anything that overlaps into that ombre green section. After that, I'm going to give it a coat of epoxy, and after I have applied the epoxy to the entire tumbler, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this Growth from Diamonds and Dust. It's a bit of a chunkier, and I'm going to just sprinkle it on the white sections. If it gets over into the green, that's okay, it blends in, but I wanted a little bit of the darker green in those white sections as well, and it really kind of just goes with that sputtery look from the light green and the gold, so it was a perfect glitter to use for that. And then I decided that I did want some wording on here, and I wanted something a little bit different, so I went with Not Lucky, Simply Blessed. And I love to mix fonts, so I just did a Not Lucky I did in a bold straight font, and then Simply Blessed I did in a cursive font. I went with a white vinyl because I figured there was so many gold accents already, and I really wanted the saying to stand out against all the green, so I went with white, and it really pops against that green. And then I cut some vinyl stripes out of the same gold textured vinyl, and I'm going to stripe out each white panel, and then down the center of each green section I'm going to add a vinyl stripe and then add some super tiny vinyl stripes in the center of each of those. You'll see that right here. But then when I get around to the other side on the section where the wording is, I put the super tiny lines closer to the edge, and I like the way that it was together, that it was like closer together. So I'll go back and you'll see me move all of these skinnier center vinyl stripes closer to the thicker one in the middle. I just like the way it looked together better. See, much better with it all together there in the center portion. And then once I was done with all of that striping, I went through and trimmed off all of the top edges of all of that overhang, and then I did the same on the bottom. I had just been overlapping it all, so I just cut out the center and then peeled all of that up so that when I add my sticker on the bottom, you won't even know that there was any overlapping. Or any cutoff is what I meant to say. And then after that, I gave it a coat of epoxy so that everything was completely smooth. And then we're going to go in and add my most favorite part. I got this adorable handle charm from Cami Page Boutique. I have one to give away in my mentorship group this month. I'm so excited for somebody to get it. I did also order a heart. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I'm going to use it for something. So then I painted it just with the same spray paints, the lime green in the With a Twist from Color Shot, and then a dark hunter green that I had, and I believe that was a glossy Rust-Oleum. I gave it a good ombre spray paint coat, and then I did the same effect where I gave it a little bit of the dark green sputtering up into the light green just to carry the whole look of the tumbler from the tumbler to the handle. And here I am trying to figure out where I want to place it. Do I want to place it in the middle of the green section? Do I want to place it a little over? I went with right on the edge so that the wording was right in the center front when you drink from it. I also decided to move the handle up a little bit. I didn't want it in the direct center of the cup because if somebody were to use it and put it in a cup holder, I wanted to make sure that there was enough room that it could still sit in any kind of cup holder. I'm using this Loctite super glue. It's a gel form. Not my favorite super glue. I'm not fond of the gels, but for me it's hard to squeeze them out. I always feel like the bottle is just empty, but I was squeezing it really hard and I was able to get some out. And you can see where it's kind of flat here. You can see the indentation, and that is what I am placing the glue on because that is what lays flat on the tumbler. But make sure when you place it on, you have it straight, lined up really immediately because this sucker does dry pretty fast. So I made sure it was straight, and then I'm just gonna hold it in place firmly for a few seconds and then it's on. And then I am going to give it 2 final coats of epoxy and that beauty is all done. I have to tell you about these charms. She has so many other charms as well, not just handles, but charms that you can place on the tumbler itself. They are amazing. I can't wait to work with a few others. I have some other ideas. So go check her out. All of the information will be down in the description box where to find her. I do have a code for Cami Page Boutique, so you will be able to use that on anything that you purchase. So make sure you check it out because they are amazing. Look how elevated, and it just brings this tumbler to life. As usual, I hope that I have inspired you in some way, and I will leave all of the information down in the description box, where to find me, all the products that I used, and that's it for today. I would love to have y'all join me over in my mentorship group where we learn things like this ombre, and I do challenges each month and go live and we do a supply giveaway. So I'd love to have you join me over there. If you're interested, the link will be down in the description box, and I will see y'all again next time. Bye y'all.